Hello. I can. How are you guys? Yeah, you look cold. He looks a little furry too. Well, they want what they want. Very clever. So tell me how your horses have been. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it's a good one to have in your box anyway. It's never a waste of money. Yep. Totally. Yep. Good. And this one just remind me, they look so similar. This is the one you had in Kentucky, or this is the other one? Okay, who's a little fussier in the contact, yeah. Uh-huh. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting, but I say 2 things. So, for sure, see to the end of it with the vet work. Um, but they also, if these horses, I had a very nice horse come to me, and the owner said, "Oh, constantly we have to readjust his poll like every 4 weeks." And I said, "Well, if I'm doing my job right, I should be able to put some muscle on him and work him in a way where his poll gets better." So if there's nothing clinically wrong with his poll, where you feel like you can't ride him, it will be in the end doing him a favor if he'll let us, kind of work him in the riding work in a proper way through his poll. It should over time actually make him feel better. Oh, that's the one you thought had been flipped over. Yeah. Well, that would be good. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, that'll be interesting. Well, good. Okay. He he keeps your hands full anyway, though. Cool. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, and it's a tough thing, but it's a very real thing, you know? It's yeah. Yeah, and even there, I would take when you were tracking to the left, I wanted to take him a little through on the right rein and even still here. I would just play knowing that you can make that right side of him really soft and it doesn't make him want to drift to the left. And that if you touch it and you give it, he thinks stretch. Good. Good. Yep, and having the weekend off. Good. Mm. Oh man. He yeah, he comes with a book, huh? Good boy, I like that. Well, he's gotta throw you a bone somewhere. Good, he looks good. Yeah, and I like the ease of his hind legs. Good. But just that he starts to find that, it will eventually relax his back also. Good. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't help. And is it more stomach or hind gut? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Good. Well, let's take our time and decide if you want to start maybe looking a little bit at the flying changes today if the canner looks like it's going to be that reasonable, huh? All right. I forget. This is not your home, right? Yeah. Okay. Brr. Good. I love these hind legs on him, though. Good job. And just lock that temp one. Okay. Keeping him through on the right rein here too, though. You can flex him left all you want. Keep that right elbow down. Good man. Okay. Yeah, and that's what he's gonna have to get used to, and if you feel like after that first one, he's getting a little squirmy on your legs, you take him a little bit off the right leg, off the left leg, off the right leg, off the left leg. Okay, that one's late behind, but we're gonna fix that. Let's walk again. Yeah, and I would just walk and see if you can stay tracking right and pick up your left lead. But if we get him to this place, we almost, like I've been saying, I think, have to create the canter where you're gonna need to touch him with the whip. Yeah. And so a little bit down that next long side, you see if you can't make him really nice and supple to the right. And when you feel like you don't need that right rein anymore, I want you to hold the left rein, use the left leg, and touch with the left stick. Okay, okay, that one's clean. Good boy. But I want you to not be afraid of using all three of those things a little bit strong like that until that change left to right is always, always clean. Do you know what I mean? I would rather, with a flying change, have to do a little extra and know that it's a good flying change so the horse doesn't learn any other habit. And you can practice it again if you want. He seems to be taking it just fine. And you see if you can make him nice to the right. If he's getting a little bit, again, antsy, then you just push him a little bit off of one leg, then off the other leg, and you can make him wait all day long if you want. That's fine, but it's still clean. Okay, pet him. Yeah, it came through a buck, but I would rather even that than the change that is late. Okay. And I would just set it up one more time. And we walk. And I would maybe try this next time, Bryn, to take it not in the same place, okay? See if you can work that next long side just a little bit on that counter canter and save the change until maybe this next long side. Yeah, just so he doesn't anticipate it's happening in the same place every time. And if he tries, if he pops up, if he does whatever, you just mess around a little bit with positioning, trying to make him think stretch and forcing yourself to put a leg on this horse. Good job. Good. And if it doesn't happen on the next long side, it doesn't happen there either, you know? Doesn't matter. If he walks, he walks. Let him walk. Let him walk. Put him on your aids. Hold him. Make him wait in the walk. And when he feels between your leg and your hand, then you take him left lead again. Good. I would not hustle that. I wouldn't hustle him here. I would not. I would, if you can't send him forward, I would walk him until he's in your hand. Uh-huh. And then when you can, you pick up the left lead. Good. But what's going to happen if you hustle him too much? Yeah, doesn't matter. Hold the reins if you can and walk. And then when you can, you pick up the left lead again. Good boy. I know it feels like you probably want to chase him there, but then you're kind of getting rid of all the hard work you've put into making his hind legs so quiet. If you hustle him, then he's going to get fast and tense again. He will learn just the same here to stay cantering, that it's not a big deal. And then maybe turn him here in the walk. Make a right volte here, just in the walk. And in the walk, make him as supple as you want to the right. Yeah, you could even think a little turn on the forehand off your right rein, right leg until you really like that feeling. Fine. And then you see if he'll let you take the left lead canter and keep riding the right side. If he won't, you see if you can walk or trot and make a volte right again if that's the side you're feeling. Or If you're feeling, the tightness on the left, just give yourself enough space where you can make the circle left if you want. Yeah, but at the end of the day, this little hitch here is not really about the canter or the flying change. It's about his rideability, period. So just try to stay patient and lock into the tempo of your three gaits. The leg to hand connection is what's going to allow you to maintain that tempo control. Good. Turn him, turn him, turn him, turn him. Yes, good. Pet him a little. And then take that right rein again. See that he loves it. Good. When he does, you let him be a little straighter. And you pick up the left lead when you're ready. But see if you can't come at that a little bit sooner. Okay. And even if it comes down to the trot would be just as well. If you feel you need to hustle him to the trot. And see if you can turn the right nose. Yeah, the second he accepts that right leg, right rein, he's allowed to walk and set up the left lead canter again, okay? Good job. And even if in the transition thinking to the left lead canter, you feel him try to say you're not allowed to touch him right, I would take my right rein, right leg, and I would make him trot volte right. Trot volte right. Okay, yeah, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine until you think trot. Trot volte right. Right rein, right leg. Yeah, touch him with your right foot. Uh-huh. Okay, okay. And then you settle it down and you see if you can find the left lead again. Because he even turned the first part of that volte on the counter canter. So it really let that not be the thing when he's feeling behind you that you really care about the gait. Let it be about his lack of respect to your leg rein. It doesn't matter. When he accepts the touch of the leg and the positioning of the rein. And I would really make sure you're on purpose touching him with that right foot. And when it's all fine, you let it calm down. And then you take him a little straighter on both. And even before I cantered, I would maybe touch a little bit right rein, a little bit right leg. And if he says, okay, then he's allowed to go a little straight. I would maybe just check that little gentle here on this long side, right rein, right leg. Okay, he's allowed to go straight. Check it. Good, it's enough. Good, it's enough. Good boy. And be a little quick about it. Little right rein, right leg. If he says okay, okay, it's enough. It's enough. Good. Little check. Good man. Okay. Okay, you decide if you want to let him walk and think about that for a second. Because I think that's maybe the smarter thing to do than to press another change there. Very good. Right? But that's where he's got to let you, because otherwise, especially, he's not going to have, if you can't make that right side soft, he's got nowhere for that right hind to jump if you're doing the left to right change, whether you're holding the rein or not. That's a position he's making in his body of resistance through that side. So you don't have to be holding the right rein for him to be tight through his body. It's just when you touch it, you feel he is. So even if you're not touching it, if you go to ask for that change left to right, his right side is probably tight if you can't do that. Yeah, and it's just finding a way that's very, very clear. Like, I'm not going to stop talking about this right rein, right leg deal, but it doesn't have to be in the canter. That's okay if you can't sort it out. That's okay if you have to swap leads. That's okay if you have to walk. All of that is okay because it's the same deal no matter what. And that should be the thing that calms him down. So hopefully you can keep that canter the same that you've been working on so nicely. And that then if you need to touch him with the stick or the left leg or whatever to make that change happen, that he doesn't start to throw a hissy fit because he's so tight on the right side. Yeah, and if he's holding tension there, croupi and or changes that swing left and right in the bottom are just ways of the horse trying to get the change done and not having to like give through their lower back. And it's a matter a lot of finding a way to relieve that tension that when you put the leg on, they feel there's a space under their belly. It's not that it's actually any different. Like if you measured it with a ruler, it's not that you've probably made any more space. But when he's relaxed on both legs and both reins, it will feel like there is a space to him. Yeah, if he feels just because you don't touch the right rein in the change left to right, your half halt happening on the left rein, right? Just because you're not holding on the right rein doesn't mean that there's not tension on that side. If you can't touch like you just did now and know that it helps him, then there was tension there, even if you didn't have to touch it, right? Even if you're holding left, if you touch right for a second and he says no, whether or not you touched it, the tension was there. It's like if a tree falls in the forest, but no one's around to hear it, does it make any noise? It's like, yeah, it did. That's kind of your inside rein in that moment. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, interesting. And that tells you that he has a good understanding of the exercise. So it's not a brain situation. It's a body situation. And that's just where we have to connect the two and say, okay, we've got to figure out how this can make sense for him the same way because he clearly understands what a flying change is. But in his body, he's not feeling like it's possible, which will ultimately then create even more tension. And then he'll come up with ways to try to get it done that are, like you said, either croupi or swinging his bum around or whatever. You decide. Maybe we pick up the canter again for a bit and just play around with these a few more times. And even if you don't get to the change, just both directions, making sure you can touch, 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 no tension, and then ask for a change either way. Yep. Good canter. Yeah. And again, I just yeah. Good. Fine. Sit into it. Good. Regulate the tempo again after. Good. Yeah, just wait for him to stretch and I would check my right rein. That's it, buddy. Check your right rein again. There you go. There you go. Good. Okay. Good. Let's stay cantering this direction, but let's think about setting up a change to counter canter. And just think about how you were riding that right rein on the other side. Okay? That was him or that was you? Okay. Yeah, but you know what? It wasn't bad. I would just ignore it and I would work him a little bit again. Yeah. Different positionings. Good. Feel the right rein again. Good. Yeah, when you feel he's rideable left and right. Yeah, that you could ride him straight. Yes, good job. And now control the tempo. Good. And check the right side. Good. If it's good, you don't have to stay on it. It's just knowing that it's good. Check it again. Uh-huh. Doesn't matter. Turn. And I would turn him right. Uh-huh. Fine. That's enough already. Good. Pet him on it. And we canter left. Check the right rein here. He's probably, is he like most horses where he's usually a bit stronger on the left than he is on the right? Yeah, this is, so the hollow rein is really difficult for horses to move into. Okay. And that's just the issue you're having with him. He would be happy if you grabbed him left. And if he's, feeling tight on that left rein, it's our nature to crank him left. But they're a lot in the left rein because he's not really moving his right shoulder up into your right rein. Okay. Okay. That was him again, huh? But it's clean. It was clean. Just play around on the right lead a bit until you feel like you own the tempo. You can touch him right, you can touch him left. And all he's doing when you flex him right and he gets behind you is he can't figure out how to move into it. Okay. And that's why, even though you might want to bend him left, yeah, to fix that left side, the truth is that he really has to accept your left leg, even if you have him a little bit positioned to the right. Not that I want you to think Haunch is out to the right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but you know what? All these are clean. And that's a good thing. So even though they're not totally on your aids yet, doesn't matter, hold it. Yes. And it's going to feel a little counterintuitive to keep that right flexion. And it's not that you need it necessarily for positioning, but just like we were saying, I need you to know that if you take a little bit that right positioning, he's willing to move forward into it. And that's where he's a little bit uncoordinated at the moment. But all these changes that you have not asked for from your left leg have been clean. But it tells you something, it just tells you, yeah, hold the right rein, and settle him down, hold the right rein, and hold him on it until he walks ahead on it. Until he doesn't just go sideways, but that he walks ahead. The sideways is always a safety, right? Knowing I can do that is a good first step. But then knowing you have that contact on the right rein and he walks into it. Good. And it's just that feeling that if you made a little bit right flexion, doesn't have to be a lot, but that his body doesn't go left, that it goes ahead. And when you have a good moment, you pick up the canter again. I don't really care what lead. Yeah, he's doing great though. Good job. He doesn't have to hold it forever. That's enough. Good. 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 That's a good boy. I like that. Yeah, but you know what? The changes are just fine too. Good. I just want you to feel like he can move through the positioning. Yeah? Good. If you get a moment where you feel like that right rein is nice, you can take a feel and he's still moving down the line, ask him for a change left to right. Okay, walk him again. That just needs a little bit stronger left rein in that moment. I think just a little bit more clear than you're used to being with him. And again, it's going to feel a little foreign to him because he's not used to moving. He's not going straight ahead. Okay. Do you feel what I'm saying though? Just walk him again and work that left lead until you have that positioning right and you feel like he's still taking you down the line. Not that he's taking you left or right to make that feel okay, but that you have that positioning and he's coming down to the short side, down to the short side, down to the short side. Okay? Cuz I know, but it's clean. When you think back to front, then that change is clean. Doesn't matter. And as soon as he gives it up, then you think, yeah, positioning, and he walks into it. Yes. It's really, really uncoordinated feeling. He totally is. And he knows it's about the flying changes, but it's not just about the flying changes. Good. And just knowing that when you get that feeling and he's willing to move into it, you don't have to hold him on it anymore. Doesn't matter. Good. Until he walks into it. Good. And you get that back to front feel. Because now he's changing a little bit. I would just ride the right lead behind a little bit sometimes before he even changes in front. But just work that, hold that just a small amount of right flexion and just work if you can your legs, especially that left leg, until you feel he's on one track. Back to front, back to front, back to front. I know right now, if you cranked on that left rein, you would fix all your problems. Okay. But it's not the point. He needs to learn to canter ahead on the right rein. I know. I know. Good, 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 good. He's making really good, honest efforts here. But do you feel a little bit where I'm going with this? His instinct, he can solve his problem a little bit by getting wonky left to right. But he has to be willing to accept that contact and go to the end. Like I said, I know if you pulled his nose left, doesn't matter. Just sit into it, ride the left lead, ride the left lead, ride the left lead, ride with trot, whatever it is, ride the walk. Good. Keep the right rein. Ugh. Good. I know that feels foreign, and it will to both of you until he figures out how to go with the right contact on. It's a good boy. But I just really want you to see in your mind, if you have just a smidge of that right flexion, I want you to see a straight line down your long side. And you just focus on that. Doesn't matter. Walk, trot, canter. Doesn't matter what he does. Doesn't matter what he does. Yeah. You just keep encouraging him. Very small right flexion. That might even be a whisker too much. Doesn't matter. Yeah. But you will know that he's doing the right job on the right rein when you can take that whisker right flexion and he not only goes to the end of your line, but your left rein starts to feel better too. Good. Good. Getting him really nice on your right side will make your left rein feel softer as well. It's all right. And again, yeah, it's fine. That's fine. And then see if it worked. It's good. It's good. Good. I don't mind that. Yeah. I just want you to separate it from when you're dealing with the right rein. Good. Good boy. Good boy. Good job. Good job. I know. Oh, right. It's not that he has to be like crazy right position. He just needs to let you touch it and see if you can just take him next time he does that. See if you can take him just in whatever gear you're in on your down your long side. And doesn't have to be that he goes back to canter, but that you take a little bit that right flexion and see if you can get him to walk into it. Good. Or trot into it. Good. 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 Okay, okay, okay. Good man. But if he won't let you touch it with your hand, he's of course going to struggle to jump into it with his own hind leg because he doesn't want to feel any pressure on his right rein. Good job. Do you understand where my head is on that though? Yeah, he would never have that epiphany. Yeah. Yeah, but it really it can make the right side feel full by pulling the nose left. And it makes the left side feel better too. But in the moment that you need him to be really truly straight, he's still not supple equally on both reins. He doesn't move into both reins the same, which you start to see with things like the flying changes, or you will see for sure when we go to be riding zigzags on him because there are flying changes in between and the half passes will feel one will feel easy, the other one will feel tricky. And so really making sure that this is he understands he can move into both the exact same way. Every single one of mine. That's not true. I have some who are that way on the opposite side. Fewer. But yeah, and the problem is, and the more I learn about this, the pickier I get right from the time they're 3 years old. That normally we track right and we're like, oh, this is everyone's favorite direction. And they hate going left because the horse is just so strong on the inside rein. And really, when you start looking at like the FEI work, you start to understand that the issue has not been the strong side. The issue really is now that you can't ride the horse into the hollow rein. And that will become, and it'll be the same with the pirouette. If the right one might feel a little bit easier at first, but because that right side is hollow, it's not real bend. It will become the one that the horse will spin or they'll throw the haunches too far in. They're going to have something that's really out of your control because they don't move into the right rein. It's just their lack of equalness. Mhm. Mhm. But picture the same thing for the flying change. So if he's left and he's stiff left, right? So most of them say he's longer on his left side, which will make him shorter on his right side, makes the right side hollow. So when you're tracking left, his he doesn't want to throw his butt in, which makes him have to use it. So it's going to, because he's a little stiffer that way, it will, and for certain things, make him use himself better than the side that's hollow. The hollow side is more difficult to ride, but we normally only notice it when it's on the outside. But with the flying changes with tempies, when you start thinking tempies, there is no inside outside. It's all straight line, exactly. But it's not a straight line if you don't have two sides that are the same. Yeah. Yeah, and he's gotta say, "Oh, right rein? I can canter to that. Left rein? Sure, I can canter to that one also." Well, and some of them are trickier than others, you know? They all have something different of how they tell you you only can ride the one side that they're good at. And really, we think the side they're good at is the one that feels lighter, when in truth, the one they are okay with you touching is the one that they're heavy on that they let us pull on all the time. The side that's the issue is usually the one that is gentle and soft, and then you touch it and they panic. Yeah, I can't go into it. Yeah, you can move my nose off of center. Yep, but won't go into it. Yes, and that will become the thing that now you're gonna be a crazy person about, I guarantee you, on all your horses. Mm, and it will become, yeah, your left leg too will become a lot busier, you'll find. It's easy. It's easy and it's nice, and there's a fine line between you're nice and you're sensitive, and I appreciate that, and wow, when I do touch you with my leg, your reaction is bad, either because nothing happens or because too much happens. So, but again, it becomes the same here when we're talking about him. We're noticing it right now in his flying changes. But the fact of the matter is that if you take a little right positioning and you want to move him into it and you close your leg and he doesn't go, you know, that's still an issue. Mhm. You get better and better, and then that one becomes a little older and you'll learn something and then you'll say, "Okay, the next one, I won't make that mistake." But that's the whole fun of it, you know? So you decide you wanna pick him up and do a little in trot, give him just a little something different to finish on? Yes. Well well, and I don't mean to make him crazy, but you just get a good feeling in trot, but then just see. about that right flexion and even practicing just a little bit haunches to the right at times and seeing if you can't really get the feeling that he's stepping into your right hand. Like, do you actually have pressure in your right fist? Good. On the outside. Yes, ma'am. And it could even just be, that idea of that right half pass, which probably in life has felt really easy because he seems supple that way. Is he really, when you hold that right rein and you put that left leg on, does he move up into it? Yeah. Takes a few times though. See if you can't make him just a little more accountable to that first touch on your left leg. And that he doesn't move more positioned right, but that he moves down the long side. Yes, without you having to throw that right hand at him. You know what I'm saying? Good. Come on. Come on. Fine. Bring him back a little bit again, just so you can challenge that one more time. It doesn't have to be more positioned. Come. Good. Okay. Okay. Good. Maybe make a circle down there. See about making a long left half pass. And bend him left. And again, when you bend him left, he should not drift past your right rein. Flex him. Yeah, right at the shoulders. Yeah, play that left rein. Yeah, move him up with the right rein. Come, right foot to the end. Good. Keep the feel. Play with that a couple times. Yeah, right. Play with that a couple times though. Yeah. And feel the right side here. I would play a bit the haunches in until you know you can hold that right rein. And if you close your leg, that he wants to pull and down the rail he pulls. Not that he pulls with a stronger right positioning. Yeah. Not that he pushes his butt more right when you say take me. And not that he makes you need to let go. Good. But that he almost gives you the feeling that you can kind of sit back and take a feel and he comes up in front. Good. Nice there. And if you make this half pass, you're thinking, now take the feel, make pressure, and push until he's taking you on that right rein. Good job. Yeah. I know, I know, I know. And you just finish it. And you can ride that right side if you want again. Just make sure that you like it. And then we set up a good one to the left. But know that he wants to drive into it. Good. And not that you have to let go in order to make him feel confident. Good. Can you bend him left? Yes. Hold that right rein down and back. Good. Right hand a little down and back. Just so he stays really connected so he doesn't get long on that side. Good. Good. I want you to always feel pressure in that right rein. Yeah, take him just a whisker straighter. Yeah, you feel how then his haunches get a little bit ahead? I don't know if you can feel that, but just knowing at times when I say a little bit straighter, I don't mean less of a diagonal. I just mean maybe slightly less positioning, but more that that you really know he's leg to rein. Good. Take that right flexion again. Know that he's moving into it for you. Good. Keep the bend. Good. Good. Ride the shoulders on that diagonal. There. Good, 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 good. Okay. But know at any moment that those shoulders are on a straight diagonal line, okay? Rather than sometimes they point towards the short side. Let's try one more to the left, and then he can be done. Don't let his hiney come in when you pull him to the right. Yeah. No, sir, your hiney goes to your right rein. Keep that right hand down. Keep it. Uh-huh. I know. No, let go of it. You got it, bud. But feel that again. If you don't have that right side, don't think about your half pass yet. Yeah. And at any moment, can you turn those shoulders directly towards the long or the long side? Yeah. Good. Okay. That's a good boy today, huh? Okay, I would let him stretch. Yeah. Good. But just know he's obviously more confident in the trot. But even still, in that left half pass, when that right rein is on the outside, and just because you pull him left doesn't mean the right rein is going to go away. He has to move into it. Yeah, into both. And so even if your leg closes and your hand says, and this is where you're going to, in the next, 6 months to a year, really be able to fine tune his outline because you're going to have a real connection where if you give your hand a little forward and up, his neck will grow in that direction. But if he doesn't let you ride him into the contact, he will never get confident enough to pull in like an elastic way. He's really, a lot of cadence, a lot of bounce, a lot of action. But that elastic feel where you close your leg and you feel the hind leg pull your hand in like this nice way is really where he can still build. And the changes too tell you where he's a little bit sharp but not clean. He's not connected always in the right way where he thinks, my hind leg is in my hand. My hind leg is in my hand. And he has to be willing to walk, trot, canter into either one of your hands. Yeah, and that he feels he can go without needing to run. Bah, totally. Don't worry about where his head is right now. The behind the vertical thing is just such a load of nonsense that makes people really ride in an inappropriate way training wise. When you're presenting it, it's something we really, really hope to achieve. But it is not where you're going to find that he builds the confidence from your leg. No, and if you go to bend him left and you put that right hand down to say I might need contact here on both, he should still move forward into that. And these are going to be the places where he might have his nose curled all the way to his little chest, but that's not you. Right? Like we talked about how every horse has different way that they're going to cope with trying to get things done. Swinging in the changes, or then he's late behind, then he's croup high. Some of them, rear, some of them buck, some of them curl their nose to their chest, some of them, don't give at all. There's tough, tough, tough. I'll resist that contact all day long. So there's all a different, the nose going to the chest is his way of being resistant. So even though it doesn't feel that way in your hand, that it's resistant, it feels so soft and light, you still have to know that that's a resistance. Yes. Yeah. Even though it's not physical. Yeah, because of they're so thin in their throat latch. And they're happy to go really round like that. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. No. Yes, and I would rather this type of horse. I would rather not have one that's, wants to hang on the contact instead of be too round. I would rather have to teach one to wait, instead of and this is just where you're going to see where he breaks in the gait or he thinks about not going forward on the contact or things like that. And it will make you want to chase him a little bit. And he for sure has to stay honest. If you put your leg on and he's not thinking about anything, then that is correctable every time. But when, you take a feel on the right rein and he says, no, ma'am, I think I'd like to rear or I think I'd like to stop altogether, that you say, listen, I'm going to try my best to not let go. Walk into this contact, trot into this contact, turn into this contact if you must, but figure out that it's okay, and you're going to have a lot more options available. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Die. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll take it when we can take it, but it's something that I often try to fix from the ground. But a lot of the crazy cowboys will, when they get a horse that rears, I've had to send a couple away because it's one thing that I do think if I've seen a horse flip over, I won't get on it. And so these cowboys will hold the contact and they won't let go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But probably also, the rearing I say is because they don't know how to give a different way. So if when he learns, and because he's big, I have a big one who likes to rear too when she finds herself in a pickle, but she's not the most supple horse. And when she's struggling to find that, and she's a big mover, so she wants to be straight and big. And when she's struggling to find that suppleness in herself, she will hit the bit and the tightness, it's almost like when you like hit your funny bone, it like shivers all down her sides that she can't figure it out and she has nowhere to go but up. And so sometimes I'll be interested to see your other horse because just finding ways to work them physically where they always feel like they have, when they give somewhere through their body, they magically feel like they have more space. Hmm. Yep. Yeah, and some of them you just may never know. He could have been growing through some weird stuff too, you know? Hmm. Yeah. It sounds a little claustrophobic too. Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Yes. That's the worst. Well, but think about Piaf, like we talked about with one of your other horses. They have to accept some pressure and not go away. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah. We're hoping we've turned that page, right? Not worry. Yep. Huh. All right. Well, cool. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Well then, yeah, just keep me posted and we'll get you on the schedule when you're ready. Yeah, you too. Bye, guys.